Good morning, everyone. Whoever thought this day would arrive? Well, a lot of people did, and that's why we're here. Today we are going to make some waves in Williamsburg. And why? Because it's opening day of the city's outdoor pool season. And helping us to do it up in style are youngsters from two neighborhood middle schools, El Puente and MS 126. And they're enjoying their first day of summer vacation with us and with their family and friends. And also with us are members of the New York City Parks Department swim teams, young swimmers who compete at city recreation centers and outdoor pools nearby and across the city. And in a few minutes, they'll all get a chance to splash down here in the newly reconstructed $50 million McCarren Pool and Play Center. Round of applause. Now, this project makes good on a promise we made 5 years ago as part of our city's long-term sustainability agenda, Plan YC. And that was to revive 8 regional parks throughout the city, including McCarren Park. And last week, we started work on about $15 million worth of major improvements at another of these parks, Soundview Park in the Bronx. And there's progress on others, like the historic High Bridge that connects the Bronx to Manhattan. And this is the first major regional project park to be completed. And Marty Markowitz says you have to complete the first one in Brooklyn, and so we've done that. Now, this pool has an illustrious past, and it certainly has a bright future, too. And it was one of the 11 giant outdoor pools that Mayor LaGuardia and Parks Commissioner Robert Moses opened during the blazing hot summer of 1936. Does anybody remember 1936? Marty probably does.
Not me. No, you're older than me.
10 of those pools remained open for generations of children and adults to enjoy. And last year, Michael Aronson of the Daily News swam in all 10 pools in 1 week and celebrated them in a feature story. And there was a lot to celebrate. These pools stand as monuments to city government at its best, thinking boldly and acting decisively to improve the quality of life for New Yorkers. But for the past 3 decades, one of the pools, McCarren, has stood as a different kind of symbol.
They're telling you McCarren.
McCarren, what'd I say? McCarren. For the past 3 decades, one of these pools, McCarren, has stood as a different kind of symbol, a symbol of a time when too much of our infrastructure was crumbling and our parks were in poor condition. Now, over the past decade, no matter how bad the economy, our administration has made enormous investments in rebuilding and extending our infrastructure, including our parks, and we've added 700 new acres of parkland, and at the same time, we've been working to restore parks that had long been neglected. And the McCarren Pool is a great example of that. And thanks to a marvelous design by Rogers Marvell, it's once again going to be the center of neighborhood life for Williamsburg and Greenpoint. And the fun here is now going to go on year-round, indoors and out, because the new poolside recreation center has a weight room, basketball court, and other facilities. And we're also planning an outdoor winter ice skating rink here on the concrete apron or beach, something the community has wanted for a very long time. But of course, today is all about the water. And given our summer weather, that's just as it should be. McCarren is one of the 55 free outdoor pools that open today, and they will stay open every day through Labor Day. And you can find out all their locations and hours of operation by going to the city's website, nyc.gov, and linking to the Parks Department webpage, or of course by calling 311. For serious adult swimmers, there's still time today and tomorrow to register for free early bird and night owl lap swimming hours at a number of pools, including this one. Who knows, this might be your chance to come here and see Marty Markowitz perfecting his butterfly stroke. In the meantime, I'm going to turn things over to the Commissioner of the Department of Parks and Recreation, Adrian Benepe.
Well, thank you very much, Mayor Bloomberg. This is really an historic day. If you go back in time, the mayor mentioned the blazing hot summer. How hot was it?
Very hot.
It was very hot. It was
So hot.
so hot. It was so hot. They saw a dog chasing a cat, and they were both walking. It was 106 degrees. It was that hot. The hottest ever recorded in New York City history. And of course, in those days, there was no air conditioning. Where did kids swim before these pools were built? Fire hydrant. Where else? The rivers. And what happened when they swam in the rivers? They drowned. That's exactly. Back in the 1930s, 500 people a year drowned in the city's waters. And these pools were built to help save lives and to help kids learn how to swim and to make for a better city. And I'm so thrilled that we are reopening this pool after 28 years of being closed. 28 years as part of Plan YC. Let's be quite clear about this. This would not have happened without Plan YC, because every year Julius Spiegel, the Brooklyn Borough Commissioner at the time, would say, we got to find the money. Every year it got more expensive. And when the money was here, it didn't get done, and then it wasn't going to get done. It wasn't until Plan YC happened with the 8 regional parks that this happened. So I want to thank the people in this neighborhood who fought to get this pool restored, all of the activists who over the years who said you can't get rid of it, and you've got to keep it a great historic pool. I want to thank the people who led the fight. I want to thank all of my predecessors who worked so hard to make this happen. And most important, I want to thank the mayor for having the courage during this fiscal time of fiscal crisis to say you've got to keep building. Now, free swimming lessons this summer in all the pools for the kids. Sign up. We have 3 registrations. And the most important thing, whether you go to the pool or the beach or any body of water, and this is the most important thing, never swim where there's no lifeguard present. We've got the best, see in the orange, the best municipal lifeguard corps in the country here, these men and women, but they can't save you if they're not there. So please, take the swimming lessons, take part in our Swim for Life program. We've got some of our Swim for Life council here, but most of all, never swim where there's no lifeguard, and have a great summer.
Adrian, thank you. And now let me introduce someone who's always in the swim of things when it comes to a better Brooklyn, Borough President Marty Markowitz.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very, very much. And I really want to thank Michael Bloomberg, our mayor. He really came through. And believe me, he could have had other funding priorities, and he realized the importance of restoring McCarren Pool, and I congratulate you. I really do, Mayor. And Williamsburg, Greenpoint, showing you some love. The restoration of this pool is spelled R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect. You deserve it, and I'm glad that it's happening today, that's for sure. My colleagues in government, and certainly Commissioner Benepe. By the way, I think just about the longest serving Parks Commissioner, and we're going to miss you, Adrian. We're gonna miss you very, very much. Outstanding. I see Henry Stern here. He's the longest standing. You are the longest standing now during my borough presidency. So, Adrian, we wish you good luck in all your future pursuits. You've been just about the best that we can ever dream about. Thank you so very, very much. And Kevin Jeffrey, our Brooklyn Parks Commissioner, along with Marty Marr. And Julie Spiegel, you have to give credit. Julie, this was the apple of his eye. This was his dream. Julie, you made it happen, baby. Stephen Hindy, one of the best things that ever happened to Brooklyn was Stephen Hindy. I got to tell you, he believed that Brooklyn's best days were yet to come. And Steve, that dream has come true. And I thank Steve so very, very much for his outstanding leadership in the Open Space Alliance. Thank you, Stephanie, and the entire Open Space Alliance. Thanks to your hard work, and especially the community, of course. McCarren Park Pool is no longer just a mirage, and it's just in time for the summer heat. Brooklyn, as you know, is already the coolest city on the planet, according to GQ magazine in November. So there's no doubt that our borough swims laps around the others. But when McCarren Park Pool opened again, Brooklyn just got a whole lot cooler, literally. Now 1,500 Brooklynites have a place to kick back and cool their heels. Even as an abandoned pool, Brooklynites couldn't resist this amazing place, transforming it into one of the most unique performance venues anywhere in America, and a haven for hipsters and indie bands, and even almost for guys like me and the mayor and Adrian Benepe. But now that this pool has been restored to its former glory and beyond, thousands of residents will be able to stay in shape. Maybe I should take that advice, Mayor. Not only by swimming, but with McCarren Park's newly renovated year-round recreation center, a gym, basketball courts, weight room, dance studio, community room, and in the winter, an ice rink. All I can say is that old saying, how sweet it is. But for now, if you are looking to stay hip and cool by the pool in Brooklyn's hippest neighborhood, you know where to go, McCarren Park. Congratulations.
Marty, thank you. And I'd also like to ask Jonathan Marvel of Rogers Marvel Architects to say a few words about the great redesign of the pool and rec center. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I really have to follow this powerful speech by our borough president, our great borough president, by thanking again Julie Spiegel for your 25 years. If you have a dream, make it happen. He's a living example. Here we are today after 5 years of lots of planning and lots of listening. I also want to thank Commissioner Kevin Jeffrey for your leadership and for your team. Commissioner Jeffrey has one of the deepest benches in the city in terms of teamwork. The Parks Department has now proven to the rest of the city that they can build. They can build pools, pavilions, and buildings, and they can build with beauty. And that's what the architecture community is all about, is creating beauty. We can't change the world, but we can make it a more beautiful place for all of you would-be architects out there, you and all the architects. This is a testament. Amar Embry made this beautiful pavilion in 1936. We brought it into the 21st century with year-round recreation, and we wanted to balance the past and the present and look into the future. This is for the Greenpoint and Williamsburg communities. We listened to what you wanted 5 years ago, and here you go. I wanted to also thank Scott Demmel, Brendan November, and Martha Bush at Rogers Marvel. For every hour I worked on the pool, in the design and the drawings, they worked 10 hours. They worked really hard for 5 years, and here we are today. What a great city. Thank you, Landmark Preservation Commission, for holding on to this building and launching it into the 21st century with us. Thank you.
Jonathan, thank you. The reopening of the pool and opening of the new rec center makes this a big day for the neighborhood, so I'd like to ask the district manager of Brooklyn Community Board 1, Gerald Esposito, to say a few words. Gerald?
What a great day it is for Greenpoint, Williamsburg, and the region. Growing up and living in Greenpoint, Williamsburg has always been a cool experience. I learned how to swim in this pool in 1963. Now generations to come will have the same opportunity thanks to Mayor Bloomberg. I want to extend a special thanks to the following people: Borough President Marty Markowitz, Commissioner Adrian Benepe, Brooklyn Commissioner Jeffrey, our beloved Brooklyn Commissioner Julia Spiegel, the incomparable Chief of Staff Marty Marr. All of these people and the Rogers Marvel staff made sure that this project was delivered on time and on budget, unheard of sometimes. On the community board side, past chairman Vincent Abadi, who's 94 years old, couldn't be with us this morning. Current chairman Chris Olahovsky, McCarren Park Pool Task Force chair, a seat that I wouldn't want to sit in during these deliberations, Bob Bratko. Bob's here today from Staten Island. Current Parks Committee Chair, Phil Caponegro. And last but not least, our OSA partners, OSA Chair, Steve Hindy, Director, Stephanie Thayer. Together, we will continue to do great things for our community with your money, Mr. Mayor.
Well, actually, it's your money, too. It's all our monies, and that's why we have to make sure that we use it intelligently. Our work at McCarren Park is one of a range of park and open space projects we've undertaken in Greenpoint and Williamsburg, and our very effective partner in these efforts is the Open Space Alliance for North Brooklyn. And so let me introduce the chair of the alliance, who is also the CEO of Brooklyn Brewery, Steve Hindy.
Well, the Open Space Alliance is committed to raising private dollars to ensure that our parks stay healthy into the future, and having a great partnership with the city in this venture. You know, a lot of you know this community is very diverse and sometimes a little bit contentious, but I think we're all united by this wonderful pool, and it's right in the center of Greenpoint, Williamsburg. It brings us all together, and great thanks to Mayor Bloomberg, Commissioner Benepe, Commissioner Jeffrey, Commissioner Spiegel, and all our elected officials. I know we can all come together and ensure that this great facility stays great for many decades to come. Thank you all.
Thank you. We have just a few more things to do. I'm going to introduce the elected officials who are here. We have three from the City Council: Steve Levin, Melissa Mark Viverito, and Diana Reyna. And then we have a state assemblyman, Joe Lenthal, and a state senator, Marty DeLon. And we have the head of landmarks here, Bob Tierney, and the first deputy mayor of the city of New York, Patty Harris. Now, what we're going to do is wait and move the cameras to the other side of the pool. Then we're going to count down, starting at 10, and then it's everyone.